On what's going on? It's your boy PBK9's giving you that dog news we always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to that channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Don't forget to get up in the comments as well. Shout out to all my bulldogs from the east to the north to the west to the south. Shout out to all the bulldogs across the world, all the ladies, all the men. Shout out to everybody tonight. We got an interview from P&M Kennels, but first, we're gonna talk about a few things real quick. But we're gonna jump straight into that interview. Shout out to all my people out there with the Jeep dogs. The tab stuff. We're just gonna talk a little tad bit about that tab stuff and show a couple pictures or whatever. Mr. Al White with Paulie. That's a picture of him with Tab right there. Bailey's Grand Champion Rambo. Then he's coming down off Tab. Crenshaw's Champion Gator. He's coming down off Tab. Then we got Tab Junior. Now he looked damn good, ripped up. Then we got old Brute right here. Now I had some dogs off of that Brute dog. I had the Tab dogs off of Tab, and I had some off the dang on Brute. But the ones I had off the Brute, I wasn't real satisfied with them. So, But you got White's JD. That's coming straight off Tab. And then we got Crenshaw Smooth coming off Tab. Shout out to everybody who running that Jeep stuff, man. Them Tab dogs. Them Jeep dogs play a great part in the foundations of pretty much a lot of people who say they got great dogs these days. So, gotta give a big shout out to them Tab dogs and them Jeep dogs. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Dreadlope, shout out to Dreadlope, K-Walk, JT Yard, Aquatic Knowledge, and Ronald Blackwell. Shout out to y'all, man. And DJ Cooley, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all up in here early. We up in here with P&M Kennels. We about to get into it. What's going on with you, my brother? How's your day going?
Oh, it's going good, man. I can't complain. I'm happy to to be online, a part of this great show right here, I tell you.
Hey, appreciate it, man. I appreciate having you here, bro. Appreciate you coming.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before we get deep into this dog talk, I got a couple questions I want to start off with first. Let's see where you at.
Okay.
But these ain't no questions that they ain't necessarily dog wise. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Gotta pick one or the other. Martin Lawrence, Fred Sanford.
Wow. I'm gonna have to say Fred Sanford because he was actually with Malcolm X.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick Fred Sanford. Plus he was funny.
Okay. All right. Top athlete: Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, or Floyd Mayweather?
God, man. I look at Floyd like the Cottonham blood. Just real fast. Swift. Oh man. I look at Tom Brady just the ultimate 50-50. Oh man. And Michael Jordan is just like Zebo himself. Oh man, this is a hard one. I'm gonna have to go with Michael Jordan.
All right. Last question I got for you on that one is: top movie star between Al Pacino and Wesley Snipes. Gangster movies. Not necessarily gangster movies, it's top star.
I really want to go with Pacino, but oh man, what's gonna give it to me? I'm gonna give it to Wesley. Is the tip it over to Wesley? I'm gonna have to say Sugar Hill. So I'm gonna have to give it to Wesley.
All right. I feel you on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. Shout out Street Rossi in the building. Y'all brothers, don't forget to hit that like button. All right, we about to get into this dog talk, man. I got P&M Kennels up in the building. You know what I'm saying? First thing I want to ask you, my brother, how did you get started in the dogs?
Well, it actually started when I was at work, man, and this the crazy part about it. I was actually at work and cleaning out some cars, and the guy I was working with, man, he was we were just tapping around on a few subjects, and he kind of was like, yeah, man, I got, some, you like pits? I say, yeah, I love them, man. He like, man, I got some, I got some blood at the house, and on top of that, I'm gonna bring a little book so you could just kind of peep and just check out. So he brought a couple Richard Stratton books, and on the lunch break, and I was just sitting reading the old Richard Stratton book, and I was like, man, I was blown away. I'm like, ever since then, man, it was on and popping from there.
I feel you on that. Man, when I first got in it, I always tell the story about the first pits, but see, a few of the guys that were around me had pit bulls before I had them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And matter of fact, there's one guy right now. He had to been in his early 20s at this time. You know what I'm saying? I was in my mid-teens. He had a cream red nose buckskin. He was pretty much the baddest dog in town. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, this dude was in his mid-20s then. Right now today, this brother, he incarcerated. He just got incarcerated. He going through some what do you call it? ICE shit. Immigration, you know what I'm saying, with some Jamaican shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? They messing with him. We talking 30-some years later. 30-some years later, they mess with him about some dang on his papers and all kind of junk like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that was crazy because he done lived the whole life, got family, kids, everything over here. You know what I'm saying? And you just want to ship him back. He don't know nothing about where he going back to. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. And it's just, he was one of the guys who had, was really doing it with the dogs before I even, really got a purebred pit bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just crazy because how he going through that situation. I remember him when I was just a little youngster coming up, and he was around here. So damn, he should be grandfathered in. I figure by now or anything, you know what I'm saying? Shit. But one thing real quick before we get into the interview real deep. I wanna let all my brothers and sisters know that doing this YouTube stuff, because I like to throw a little when I figure out something, I learn something, I like to tell the next person or whatever. I don't let anybody know who's doing these YouTube channels or doing these YouTube videos. From what the folks saying, you don't get as much money off doing lives. You don't get paid off doing lives like you do get paid off doing scripted videos. You know what I'm saying? How we get paid off lives is what people donate to your channel. What people do to super chats or do this or do that. That's when you're gonna get paid off your live. If you go an hour, 2 hours, and nobody do a super chat, nobody do nothing, you're not getting paid off your live. You know what I'm saying? When I do the scripted stuff, I'm getting paid off that. And I'm not the only YouTuber saying that. YouTubers across the board saying it or whatever. But that's just something to keep in mind when you see brothers doing certain things. Everything ain't, pay attention to your money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the bread at the end of the day. We can give you these stories, we can do this, but at the end of the day, it's about that bread. It it ain't that much loving dogs in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the bread. At the end of the day, every dog man who up here on these channels and all that, they doing it for the bread. You can best believe that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't up here. They
Yep.
might love the dogs. You know what I'm saying? But they say, oh, he getting paid off talking about it. Shit, I might as well get paid off talking about it. I might as well get paid off talking about it. You know, so keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because when brothers see brothers doing lives and stuff like that, they want to figure out the way to do it and certain things. But lives is the way, but ain't the way. It's the way because folks donate big bread. Do what they gotta do. And you're gonna get a whole lot more money with folks donating and doing stuff like that through your live, and you can communicate with your folks with your live. That's the main thing, communicating with your folks, I guess. So but just keep that in mind, man. But back to you, my brother.
Yes. That was knowledgeable, though. I was listening. I was definitely listening.
Where did you get, or what was the first bloodline you know what I'm saying you had? Where did you get the first,
Yep. My first one was what was an old family red. He was oh man, he was Haley's uh old family red coming down off of some Hempfield Geronimo 2 stuff, heavy inbred, and he had a shot of a dog named Rosmus McCoy, which was at that time was really uh, uh, a kind of descendant of the Kobe family, a touch of the little Kobe, but mostly the Rosmus dog was bigger, but game bred dogs this way in the
yeah,
Midwest.
yeah, yeah. Let me ask you a question, man. You think when we got the dogs that had Kobe in the background, you think that we had the real anything that was worth saying that it was some good Kobe dogs, or you think they was done washed up by the time we even got to them?
Uh, I only had one, so I can say uh, I received her and wow, I received her in two. It was 99, and she was a purebred Heinzel. Her whole from the fourth to the first in '99, it was all Heinzel.
Mm,
Um, her structure was impeccable. Very compact dog, but smart, alert. She was black brindle. The traits was there when you see her, far as the brindle with the Kobe. And I just call it the black brindle. You know. But
yeah,
she was an excellent female, and I received her from one of my Mexican friends at that point in time, and they were breeding. That was the family dog of his family, and they were breeding that dog. But she was the last of it, and he was pretty much getting done with the dogs at that time. But exceptional dog, very exceptional.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, but I do think about 99 ish. A lot of the Kobe kind of stretched off, and some to be uh, extinct, as we can start to say, far as the traits that we really been looking for, if I can just say that. Um, More so went off into a lot of more obedience training, and I don't think it was really getting bred back uh, into the families to keep more so the athleticism and to be back circulated with, we can say, the general public.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm gonna say it like that because it's still some Kobe strains out here that's definitely holding its own. But for you to get your hands on one, you really got to know somebody. But it's definitely there.
You think a person can get a lot of you know respect with their dogs as far as say I'm not showing no working ability. I'm just going off pedigrees.
Yeah,
And how you think somebody gonna treat me if I got a pure Kobe dog? As far as my selling prices, I step to them. I'm trying to sell them high, man. It's a pure Kobe dog. Ain't nobody got no pure everything Kobe top to bottom. You think you gonna? Are they gonna be like, oh man, them dogs? No, they mediocre right about now. You know,
Uh,
because
I
if they if it's like same thing. If I got a pure Earl Tudor dog, everything said in the pedigree saying Tudor in the background. Whether it's off one dog or another, it's off Earl Tudor stuff. It'll be valuable right now. You
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree on that. But what I do go by is just being able, if you can see the sire in the dam and see how the owner interact with it, because
Yeah.
some would show you, man, like this ain't nothing I want nothing off of. I wouldn't, I
Yeah.
wouldn't pull to the gas station and put $1.50 in the pump, to air up my tires with this. Some
Yeah.
of them strains, you just look at it and be like, well, man, I don't, the genetics supposed to show and it's supposed to be there. And certain signs, back in the day, I met up with a guy who was breeding, not off subject, but he was breeding a real tight Lonzo King Elvis blood. I
Yeah.
mean, heavy. This dog was, at this time, this camp was breeding it, and King Elvis was maybe in the first four generations, maybe say five times. Lonzo Muscle, King Elvis. That's what all these dogs was off of, basically. But it was inbred. And he bent down on his knee and he said, I'm going to show you the difference of a true Lonzo dog. He said, here, hold a dog. He walked away about 5 feet. He said, if I bend down on my knee and if this dog don't come and slam me in my chest, then that ain't a pure Lonzo dog.
Yeah.
And I kind of was thrown off about it, but I did what he said. He told me to release the dog. When I released him, the dog came and slammed him in the chest. He
Mm.
said these dogs are very, very lovable, but they are loyal as well. He said if someone's saying they breed pure Lonzo dogs and it don't run and bend on your knee and don't come and slam and hit you in the chest, that's not a pure Lonzo dog. And I respected his outlook and point of view on that. To
Yeah.
say, you know, you got to know your strains and certain things you're looking for.
Yeah. You're right about that. The Kobe dog. I had one Kobe dog when I was probably in my late teens, black one, but I never really, he just grew up. I ended up selling him probably before he got a year old, I think. And so I never really seen anything with him or anything. So, but he had a pretty good structure on him. He was
Yeah,
nice size. He was a nice size dog. I ain't had no papers on him. I bought him from a lady, and she said he was a Kobe dog. So I just went by that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Kobe could have been the most popular thing people knew for pit bulls at the time, and she could have just been trying to get one off. But
yeah.
the dog, he seemed pretty straight. But that's the only dog that I had that somebody I actually got from somebody that was supposed to be a Kobe dog or whatever. But
Yeah.
what
I just wait just to touch on that subject. I've seen with this year. I've seen a breeding with the actual Jeep of today with pure Kobe on the bottom, and this dog looked very impressive. It was you could distinctively say that he was something of a throwback. If I can say that, very rat tail, athletic body, but he did have a set of ears on him, and it was kind of weird. But when I broke down the pedigree as looking through it with the Jeep to the Midnight Cowboy on the top and the pure Kobe, I would have loved to seen what that dog produce or been able to produce, years
yeah,
going forward.
yeah,
But it's some people still putting it together, man. Some
yeah,
people still putting it together.
yeah. You seen anybody? I ain't even seen nobody lately post any kind of Kobe majority bred Kobe dogs
Nope, nope. I just know of a
without
few.
us actually going back and say these are Kobe dogs. I'm talking about somebody who breed in modern day. Are any of the Kobe's left that's still breeding their stuff?
Far as my knowledge, to no, they're not.
Okay,
It's
oh,
just a few people who I know got down from the line of the click blood and a couple clicks and a few that's some PR Kobe stuff that was around. You know, but uh, for like I said, for them to cross their blood into you, you better off buying 500 big game tickets, to get some of that blood right at this point in time, because they still charging what they charging for them, and they just selective about who receives them and who don't.
Yeah, you know
You
how that
know,
is. You know how
yeah,
that
you
is.
know that is.
Big Tree, what's going on? What's going on, Big Tree? Shout out to you again, Samurai. Shout out to the whole chat, man. Shout out to the whole chat. Brother Blackwell in the building, like I said before. Shout out to the whole chat, man. We got PM. Damn, I'm getting tongue tied. PM
Yeah.
in the building. PBK9's in the building with the rest of the dog brothers and sisters in the building. Like I say, shout out to all the doggers across the country, across the world, man. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Everybody can't stay as long as the next person can stay, but don't forget to hit that button before you get up out of here. All right, real quick, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your top dog of the past. Or
I'm
dog of the past, the dog of the past. Excuse me for breaking. The dog from the past that most impressed you.
I'm still gonna say she's still the queen of the hill. We gonna still have to give it the. We gonna have to give it the honey bunch.
Okay.
I mean, of the past, I'm definitely gonna have to give it to her. Even though she was bred to Zebo and didn't produce anything, I mean, just overall, just the lines that comes down with her heavily influenced, um, is can be eye opening. So I'm gonna have to give it the honey bunch. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to, hands down.
I got you. I feel you on that. Now I got two dogs. Really, I got one dog, but I would pick Yellow. But them boys gonna say, "Oh, he picked yeah, he's gonna pick Yellow." All right, but I'm gonna say Red Boy. You know,
Yeah,
because just because of people still breeding that stuff and it's still throwing some of the good Red Boy traits. Uh, and still getting the same quality dogs that people was getting 30 years ago, 30 some years ago. You
yeah,
know, even though he maybe he himself, I believe Honey Bunch probably produced better dogs than him, maybe. Or maybe they'd have been crazy if they'd have bred together.
yeah, man. If they
You know what
could
I'm
have
saying?
bred them two together,
That'd have been crazy. Red Boy Honey Bunch.
yeah, that would have set the tone right there.
Mm-hmm.
Before Red Boy decided to jump out the window, that would have set the tone right there.
Yep. Yep.
Before he went chasing down Lion,
Shit.
that
But
would have set the tone.
but yeah, dang on and yellow not that really that old. Red Boy really not that old, but I mean, he old enough.
Yeah,
He old enough. But then you got dogs like Eli and them from the 70s, you know what I'm saying? That's even more time. We even go further back. We can't really knock them out the box like that because, we go back to the 60s and the 70s, and we still in 2023 talking about a pure Eli dog. And they
yeah,
making good dogs out there as well. So,
yeah. You
it's
right
like,
about that.
yeah, it's it's really kind of biased thing, whoever dog you really like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a bunch of great dogs out there, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of great dogs. You can't really knock. When you call one out, you have another one, you be like, oh, what about this dog? Oh, what about that
Yeah,
one? Oh, man, this one, this is as good as that one. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. To my next question to my brother. Do you think it's harder for a person just starting in the game to receive good support and guidance these days?
Man, absolutely, absolutely. Right now, I think it's hard. But far as getting the tools, I think is more easy for anybody. As far as the tools, but for you to get the guidance, that's the issue right now. That's
Yeah,
the issue we really going through.
yeah,
People being able to get the hardware, or the actual the G body frame, and you know and then you be like, what I really need to do with it, and they going by off of, you know, bits and pieces of things they hearing, from people who lead them, misdirecting and lead them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest part right now. It's not nobody really taking nobody under the wing and really and really giving them a direction, to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
I think that's the main issue.
Yeah. Back when I was younger, man, uh, like say like you might be in your teens, you might have a little young boy might come around the yard. You know what I'm saying? He'll try to be a yard man. You know what I'm saying? They'll come around try to be a yard man, try to do stuff and do this and do that, and they'll be trying to learn about the dog, trying to learn about the dog. And
Yep.
then them kind of folk, they pick up because they'll follow the next person or whatever. But it's just so many different kind of older dog men out here these days. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, some people hot keeping their keeps to themselves. Some people
Yeah.
willing to give it up, but they ain't giving up the right information.
Yeah.
Some people, everybody got their own style of doing things. Not saying nothing is right or wrong. Everybody got their own style of doing things, and it's like you said, it's bigger platform out here these days, and people can just reach so many different things.
Yeah.
Back when we was younger, we couldn't reach millions of people to get all these different opinions about things. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We had to get the opinion from things from either the dog man you was getting your dog from, or either whoever your homeboys was, or somebody around you that was dealing with the dogs, or somebody you knew by telephone. Or
Yep.
what, so it was a whole lot harder. It made it easier at the same time because you really didn't have a lot of stuff to try to get out your brain. It was either was that working or you're gonna try your own thing. But
Mm-hmm.
these days it depends on whoever you like the most. You might like PBK keep, you might like Fat Bill keep, you might like Going Hard keep, you might like this keep, and none of our keep worth a damn. You know what I'm
And
saying?
just to touch on that, the whole thing is, and a lot of young cats like this with it. They be more so like scared of the actual keep. And look, at the only thing at the end of the day you could do is try.
Yeah,
But if you take a piece from this, you take a piece from that, you take a piece from this, you take a piece from that, and try it. But if you just keep hearing and listening and getting scared of all the things that you're supposed to do, and then you got other people trying to lead you this way and feel they know this and feel they know that, you got to do it yourself. Trial and error is the best teacher. Is the best teacher. And I think that's another factor itself within today, with me saying, you know, people able to get the tools, you got the G body, you got the frame, you got the motor, you got the legs, but you ain't got the driver. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with trial and error. I ain't expecting you to run 9 seconds on your first pass. Shoot, you might even run high 13s in a quarter. It's about the driver.
yeah,
But when you got a car that's capable of running nines and tens, and when you figure it out yourself, they gonna say that's a bad motherfucker right there. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm, yeah,
And that's what it take. It take that trial and error, and you will get an OG that sometime might see. Okay, he might be on the right path, or he might be trying to, okay, well, let me just see, just and toss him a little something, and maybe that'll just help him out. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
don't know, but it's how you carry yourself. You know that too. A lot of these guys carry themselves, dealing with these race cars like you can't tell them nothing.
yeah,
And they put the word D, capital D, in the word dumb,
mm-hmm,
you know, and that's just what it is. Shoot, I got to sit at the table too, and a person look at it and be like, I sit at the table, so if you don't want to listen, you gonna be my lunch meat.
mm-hmm,
You turn out to be lunch meat for a whole bunch of sharks. They
yeah.
gonna keep jumping on you too, because it's easy, it's easy winning.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. When I was young, man, I used to look for people like that. I ain't gonna lie to
Mm-hmm.
you, and we ain't have no internet like this, but I used to look for people because you have people who be talking about them blues. You have all kind of people you bump into across different places. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
like, you know, man, I catch you out there slipping one of them yellow dogs. You told I was a hound dog. You know what I'm saying? You talking about, oh, this is a hound dog. I catch them slipping because they looking for the old box face dog. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I always catch them slipping with a, not, that's what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? As far as like when I had a young mind frame, a teenager, shit, man, I ain't gonna lie. And it's like, once you start getting to want to know the game and really learn things about the game, man, it's like you start paying attention to the people you getting your dog from, for one.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Is they winning? Is you winning? Is this person, whoever winning, you need to be trying to figure out where they get their dogs from. Back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to a lot of people get intimidated from trying to go, like when it comes to keeps and stuff with them young brothers, they'll see just say I'm doing my shows and this, and I'm talking all kind of stuff about the keeps, and I'm talking this and I'm talking that, but they won't compete with me with a treadmill competition, or they won't compete with me on the weight pool because they thinking, oh, Pelican Bay gonna take me out. You know what I'm saying? But see, in my days, I could have been 17, 18. I'd be like, shit, come on, let's go, PBK. Let's line up. Let's see what them things gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's one thing, two things gonna happen. I'm gonna either win or lose. You know what I'm saying? If I lose, it is what it is. And if I win, guess what? 30 years later, I got a story to tell. I done knocked ass off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got him off in the weight pull back there. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, a lot of them young brothers, just to my young brothers out there, just pay attention to the knowledge you get. There's a lot of good brothers out here with dog channels. Shout out to Samurai Kennels Dog TV, because, brother, I forgot that I made that last video and I mentioned a lot of brothers with the dog channels and stuff, and I forgot to mention your name, so I just thought about that. I had to throw you back up again because the brother doing some good things on them dog, on that, dog talk, dog protection, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all pay attention to this channel. Another channel, man, I got into, I ain't know nothing about, but I see the brother was talking about some good stuff. Break Bread Kennel, I think. Break Bread Kennels. Break Bread Kennels. I checked this thing out, and I was just, checking it out or whatever. Brother was talking about some good stuff. I'll be checking everybody's stuff out, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the Bulldogs from the east to the north to the south to the west, man. Like I said,
for sure.
And let's keep this thing rolling. All right. What's the biggest mistake you think people make these days when starting their yard off?
Consuming too many. I think right now it's consuming too many hounds. It's consuming too many race cars.
Okay, is it too many one blood or too many different bloods?
I think it's a little bit. I think it could be a little bit of both. I mean, I'm still a firm believer to this. You find you one male and three females. Now your three females don't all have to be, family bred. They really say two, but I'm really gonna say three.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna get you. That's gonna down the line. That's gonna give you your outcross if you need it. But you gotta do your homework on what was going with what. You know what I'm saying? I think it get overwhelming when you get more males on your yard.
Yeah.
That's off of this and off of that. It ain't the females' problem. It's when you get all the males.
Okay.
And you get the males that ain't, and they all off of different stuff, man. You gonna get a lot of different things if they not family bred. I think you should really get a male and keep you three good females. You keep you two you breeding, and one that go with the blood, but you interact with her a little bit more. You spend time with her. But them two females off rip, you already know. When I stick, Johnny Lightning dick up inside of this one, I'm gonna get what I need. I know I'm gonna get what I need.
But what happens? But what happens when you make that breeding and then that little puppies come out better than the ones you was just planning on keeping? You weren't really planning on keeping none of them, but you see them like, damn, I might got to keep one of these. You know what I'm saying? Now you done got one extra dog.
Yeah, and that's
that same thing happened again when you like, I ain't gonna keep none of this. Forget that. I'm selling these. Then you see them jokers start acting up. You like, dang, boy, he's acting better than the last one.
Yeah.
I gotta keep one more. You know
and And that's when we start trying to find change spots in the heavens. We trying to keep everything, man, and
Yeah.
it gets there, man, and you know what them characteristics, man. When you could just sit and just start to look at them as puppies, and just like 5 to 8 weeks, well, really 8 to 15 weeks. I'm just saying, just on come in the house, or go wherever you got your pups at, and just watch them. You just watch them, and you can sometimes see the ones that's already just destined to be like something special. You can just see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can see it.
Yeah, you really can. You can just see it, man. That's
Especially
it's crazy, man. We need more space.
mhm. You're right about that. Right about that. So what's the best you ever received from best information you ever received from somebody concerning your dogs in the past?
um,
Best advice.
I really advice wise, they really just say just stick to it, and that was that was the basic advice that anything, how you do it, you stick to it and don't give up, and if you got that kind of attitude going into it, that's what makes you want to keep going forward, and especially being a past athlete myself,
Yeah,
playing basketball, sports, and things like that. When you got an ideal of sports, and you take certain concepts of other things, of what you need to know, you just had a never give up attitude, like you're gonna try to figure this out, not
yeah,
more so, because it's a breed, it's a challenge, and it can be a little pride in a way at times, but when you really can sit down and have somebody who can sprinkle things in your ear, or tell you certain dimes and jewels, man, that be the blessings that stick with you, forever, and go forward for real. If you had the pleasure,
yeah,
and that's what made this a brotherhood. That's what all really ties us in. Because you'll even get a good message from a fool. A dummy will tell you something good. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I,
why you think dogs draw people together like that? Like far as people might not like you, people might not like you, your race, people may not like your whatever you might be, LGBT community, people may not like you, whatever, however. But when it comes to dogs, why you think people always bond together far as they ain't thinking about none of that. They just about about the dogs. Why you think dogs are, do that to people outside of anything else? You know what I'm saying?
what, that's a damn real good question. But most of the people, I figure, you see them once, you see them twice, and when they understand you, you more of a, you know not a white collar, because it's some white collar dog men in this, in this game now, and there's some blue collar dog men, and you got to know the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And when you around some of the blue collar dog men, and they see, they notice your hound's always healthy, and you trying, you ain't really all in the mix, and trying to be Mr. Loudmouth, or what you got going on, but you hold your own ground, and people gravitate to you just to see, to see it, you know what I'm saying, and to kick it with you, and some friendships, it starts from being humble. It don't start from really beating on your chest. A lot of friendships start from just being humble, and them be the ones, sometimes that make these magical breedings, and hounds of the day.
yeah,
By meeting another humble brother who just love his dogs as much as you know, and come to find out, shit, you got some of the blood he wanted to even, the possibly was looking to outcross into, but really didn't know who to reach out to. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people blackballing and fast laning and telling them, yeah, I got this one for this right here, man. I want 1,500 stud fee. You know what I'm saying?
hold on, let
And
me stop you real quick right there. I ask you a quick question because you said something just now. You think more people lack in the dog game because of blackballing or because of pride when it comes to making a breed happen? knowing it could be that breed of the
Oh
lifetime.
no, oh no, I know it's pride. I 110%. I was standing around some guys, and kind of dealt with them in that same sense, and with the Jeep bloodline, and hearing one of the owners never met these guys, they never met these other people in one time in their life. They will come out their mouth and say, "Man, I like that program of what this camp doing right here." Super Bowl Kennel. I like what Super Bowl Kennel's doing. And he called me, but man, I'm not breeding to that. I'm not breeding to his at all. And then
Yeah,
you come to think about it, and you be like, "Well, damn." When you look at the pedigree, you say, "Okay, y'all got damn near half cousins."
yeah,
One, if you starting to show good percentage rates on what you doing, and he reaching out to you,
yeah,
why y'all can't just make it happen? You know, and it be a lot going into that. Which I do understand. It do be a lot going into it. It get more prideful right in there.
yeah,
And and that's how I think a lot of good breedings were not done.
yeah,
And I'm speaking from up north. You know, a lot of great breeds was not done because that pride and you know, and the company certain camps keep. Some people be like, "I'm not breeding to that camp." You know,
yeah,
he all right. He got what I need. It will be magic. But look at his look at Jimmy 2 times. That's his kennel partner. He
yeah.
gonna have that blood all up and down the Mississippi River,
Mm-hmm.
and tell me he kept it.
Yep. Right about
So,
that, though.
so
Right on that.
I do think that pride is one thing, but as you start to mature and look at it, it's like, hey, if they gonna come and breed to it, they gonna come and breed to it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna stop the history of what my dog can produce or what this dog can go on and leave a legacy of, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be bigger than me.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right about that, though. Right about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, but that's definitely I've been seeing that happen, and even with a couple my close homeboys, I talk to them. They say, "Man, I know them guys. I know them guys. Them guys." He said, "Yeah, he a real good guy, man. He ain't really he ain't really complaining on how much the pup price is. He really trying to get it in his hands. But when I look at his program and I look at everything, and he's like, man, I put a lot of hard work into my program of, as you can see, you know, he like, man, I want to do the breeding with him, but I know if I do that breed with him, man, them hounds will be all up and down pairs online and all up and down Facebook for sale in a heartbeat, and possibly overseas, you
yeah,
know. And he's saying, I'm not really ready for my, when I call it quits, that's where my blood can, but right now, I'm enjoying what I got.
yeah. Feel you on
You
that.
know, and some people take that as a slap in the face, but you got to look at it like this. That's that man hard work. That's his hard work, and he decide where it goes and where it don't go.
Okay, quick question off of that. Being that each kennel who do their little breeders or whatever, that's their hard work, right?
Hmm.
So say they do their breedings right and they get their dogs to selling for a certain amount, $3,000. I'm gonna say $3,000. Okay.
Hmm.
Now they start selling. They really don't want to sell no puppies, but then they start selling puppies. Okay. Now the people they selling puppies to got the same dogs that they got, but they're gonna sell them for say 500. Okay.
Hmm.
Now they gonna sell them like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, do you think that breeder should worry about that? Do you think he should, if he stops selling his dogs to the public, you think he wrong because of that? or you think that's that's just part of the game? That it is what it is.
No, I think it's just part of the game. I mean, but a lot of people end up showing their true colors, and that's how you weed it out. Like, and it gets to that point now, and I heard the conversation, whispered, and it says this: give me three guys, let me call them first and check you out, before I decide to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to sell you this puppy, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't say nothing wrong about that. You can't say nothing wrong about it. But on the flip side, you know, I, I think it's whoever get it. The problem is I think the problem is these people who, you know, honestly want to be your best friend but don't want to spend the money. Them be the ones where it's end up. They tell you, hey man, I'm a cross all the I's and dot all the T's. And you talk to the person a few times and he real cool and he seemed like he, you know what I'm saying, you might be helping him out. But long behold, that hound already sold. When it touches, it don't even touch his hands yet. By the time you tell him send a transporter or come and get it, he had that hound for 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and you gave him something real nice,
Yeah.
real nice. He can't send you a picture of anything going wrong or if anything happened. No kind of picture. He can't tell you nothing other than what he telling you. And you come to find out, you pop up 2 years later, and you see Sally Joe, and be like, Sally Joe, and you do your homework on it. I ain't send no Sally Joe that way off of this. The only thing I sent that way was this. She should
Yeah.
be buckskin, about 38, 37 pounds.
Yeah.
A little white paw, a little white on her chest, and,
Mm-hmm.
and, and a rat tail. I mean, a real rat tail.
Yeah.
That's how she looked. Gotta tell you, there, that's how she looked. She died on my yard. Dig that.
Yeah.
They bred the balls off of Sally Joe. Sally Joe was sold the second day. You thought you was giving it to an honest good man.
You're right though, bro. You're right. You're
You
right.
know, it's just sad the faces that the clowns can come in, man. And it just get to the point where it just be like, you let it go, you letting the dog go. You giving somebody a shot. You just give them whatever they do is what they do. But it's sad that's how a lot of yards and breedings of special things never really turned out to be, because them be the type of hounds that goes into a youngster hand that need guidance,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes before he get the guidance, at 10, 12, 13 months, he got a full blown uh E85 monster back there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That needs some attention. That
Mm-hmm.
that that needs some handling. That needs some loving. That needs something, because all he know is whatever in front of me, I'm clearing it. It's a 6 foot gate. I'm jumping it.
Yeah.
If your chain ain't strong enough, I'm popping it. If your cable set up ain't good enough, I'm taking it with me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and them are, it falls back to our beginning question, man. The guidance.
Yeah. You're right, man. Like, what you think? What do you think about the dog game today compared to the dog game back then?
Oh man, much, 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 much harder. Much harder. Somebody will have to literally put their arm around you back then. I mean, and put their arm around you for you to even be there.
Yeah.
And if that guy ain't put his arm around you, or I mean literally, and say, yeah, he just one of my understudies. And it wasn't no coming through the door. It wasn't no coming through the door. I don't care who you with. I don't care how much money in your pocket.
Yeah.
It wasn't no coming through the door.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I think that's where certain things just started to as we say, squirrel out of control.
Yeah.
Uh, it just it's too readily open, and it just you need guidance. You need somebody to guide you, and with good likewise mind, not some people who just don't care about you, and you need real guidance with
Mm,
this breed, and if you try to figure it out on your own, all the way on your own, sometimes it don't go well for you.
yeah, you're right about that, man. You're right about that. There's just so many different things when it comes to these days and back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Me and my other homeboy was talking, man, and we were just talking about back in the days. We could count probably about 4 or 5 times where people got caught, fighting dogs in the city. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
got their dogs cooking or whatever that was on the scene. It wasn't no going back to your house and getting the rest of your dog.
right.
Unless there was a whole operation that was going on. We talk about just random getting caught up in stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know, uh, it was just different times, man. Different times.
Yeah, I
Different
mean
times
that's
today. You
the,
know.
the 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 hate and the curse, man. Is this cell phone? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's the gift and the
Oh,
curse.
I'm glad you said that. I know some dudes around here, man, that got caught just like this right here. They did something that ain't had nothing to do with no dogs. They did some kind of foolishness, right? They dropped their
Hmm.
cell phone out. They dropped their cell phone out on the dirt road when they was running. Now, police don't even know they don't even know nothing about what's going on or nothing. Police just stop because they see a cell phone in the road, and these fools had dog fighting stuff, all kind of
Hmm.
stuff in the phone. All of them got locked up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who was in
Yeah,
that phone, the owner of the phone, all of them got locked up. Police called all of them down there. Boom. And this right around my way. This happened years ago. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And he just picked their phone up out the street just off the humbug because there's a phone in the road and you want to don't want to run it over. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And he started looking through the phone, you know what I'm saying? And shit, man, he seen some all kind of stuff in the phone. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? He called them boys up, gave each one of them they want, locked them all up. Said, damn. So you gotta, be careful, especially when the phones was first coming out and all kind of stuff like that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You right about that. You right about that. If you hey if you can't put your cell phone in the bag, and if it dropped in some water, frankly speaking, and turn it off, then you ain't coming around. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
you
Yeah,
better leave that you better
you
leave
ain't
that
coming
motherfucker
around.
in the car. You better leave that motherfucker in the car. So
Yeah, yeah, or the collector. You get what
yeah,
I'm saying? Yeah, hey, the collector. We
yeah.
could you get ain't nobody interested in stealing your goddamn phone. But
Mm-hmm.
when you when I see you back again, you just pick your shit out. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like you said, man. There's times it's just it just really went to hell and hot water, man. And it really just went to hell and hot water.
So if a dog gonna be in your program, what's the most important trait he need to have?
Um, smartness,
Smartness.
smartness. Um,
Can we call smartness and gameness the same thing?
no,
The dog smart, he may know how to last, and we may be getting it
no,
confused with him being
mm-mm,
okay.
mm,
Okay.
mm-mm. I ain't mean to cut you off. I ain't mean to cut you
You
off.
good, you good, bro. Go ahead.
But I'm gonna say that the gameness can be bred in them, but the smartness got to come from them, because you can have a whole game. You can have a whole real active litter, but the ones that smart,
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Now you just put 2D batteries and you just started up, a boat.
yeah,
Them are the ones that you know I can say that you should really supposed to just ease on up, ease them back, and just keep them tucked away. And I think a lot of people issue sometimes, and they not preparing for the worst, and it happens. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You instead of you jumping, and if you got the luxury and the space, breed them. if
Yeah.
you got the luxury and the space. But if you don't, but he just was this one just was a little bit above average on the smartness. Not
Yeah.
saying the gameness,
Yeah.
because you could be dead game, but you could be a dead dummy.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? But the ones that smart and still know what to do, them the ones you should always keep around to recreate off of.
Yeah. Yeah. I was about to ask you, a dog, that might got all the say we got a dog that got all the sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
About to bring him out back in them days. We was about to bring him out. And brought him out one time and he was real smart. But I kind of the question I was gonna ask you was he might be he got all the sense in the world, but how would you think he match up against one just as smart as him with more experience? But I kind of answered my own question. I was thinking of that in my head to ask you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 'Cause more experience is gonna always
Win.
win when it comes to both y'all being this smart dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. And that and I kind of see that a lot when we just gonna say when you get a barnstormer,
Yeah,
back in them days, you get a barnstormer and people and say this gonna be short order, and that's the 50-50 it comes down to, smartness and conditioning, and that's just what you know my eyes can only say. Everybody got their own, but it
oh yeah,
come down to that smartness and conditioning. But
yeah,
that smartness will have you having your Chevy engine driving up the wall, flipping upside down, and the whole thing would be like, shit. How long can he do it? You know what I'm saying? How long that train gonna keep going forward and find out it got more passengers jumping on them? You know what I mean?
hmm,
It hey, it's only so long.
yeah.
It's only so long. It's
Right about
only
that, dog.
it's only so long.
So let me ask you this: what's your take on cold dogs? Keep them, get rid of them, what?
It up my way. That first thing they gonna say is is get rid of them,
Yeah,
because it come with time and space. But looking, if you got a vision for and already have the females that you would like to still believe in genetics and see if it's there, then you could take a gamble with it. Because there's been a lot of POSs, piece of shit, that produce some damn good hounds.
yep, yep, yep,
You know,
yep,
and that's just what it generally be. Um, you know, we not didn't have the luxury at all, like some of the old cats that I heard, like like Ratliff. If I'm not mistaken, Ratliff, he stayed on his yard. Everything that you seen, or that we see, that could be back in them days accomplished coming from him, was all off of his yard. It wasn't because he was a real traveling overseer. He wasn't doing all that stuff, was coming off his yard. And once I found that out, it just blew my mind away. And I'm like, oh man, you know, wow, this man stayed on his yard, literally. He played patty cake with himself,
yeah,
you know, and he decided what he wanted to breed to, when he wanted to breed, or if he wanted to breed out, So it's definitely it's definitely times have changed.
yeah,
So
yeah, yep, yep, yep. So what you think about uh inbreeding and line breeding?
mm, mm. I think with certain breeds, with the I'm a real firm believer of let the cat out the bag. I really like the three B's. Everybody listening, the three B's is Bolio, Bullison, and Boomerang. And when you look within the lineage and the lines of a lot of dogs, a lot of these dogs have, you know, either one, either two, or all three of them dogs in there. Now, if you get a dog with all three of them in there, you got yourself a hound. You know, um, needless to say, and I say that to say, a lot of people give you the paperwork, but that
Yeah,
ain't really what they breeding. You know,
yeah,
and sometimes characteristics of what you looking for, you know, it might say it on the paperwork, but that hound might not really got it in, you know, to produce that. You know,
yeah,
some of these hounds skip generations. That's why I'm not. I seen you might touched on it on some of your subjects and all. I'm not really too go of a guy to get something directly off of a very accomplished hound. You know,
yeah.
what about getting some off of his daddy? You know, because sometimes things skip. Sometimes things skip generations.
Oh yeah,
I
oh
don't
yeah.
even want it off the off the daddy. I might not that son. Let me get it off of the grandkids, or let me get it off of this. You know, but you got
Yeah.
to see what's really going on with it. And
Mm-hmm.
one line, you know, I'm not trying to throw too much under the bus, but I was seeing it with certain lines, especially the Grand Champion Yellow Man stuff. Um, we love the Yellow Man. We love the Yellow Man stock. Far as the yellow and how it's put together,
Yeah.
but the direct kids was not it. It was the grandkids. It's the grandkids that hold the percentages.
Okay.
It wasn't it wasn't the direct kids. It was what the kids is producing. Them are the ones that's holding it. It skipped a generation,
Yeah.
you know. But you only
Do
know
that.
that by
It do that sometimes. It do that.
yeah, yeah. And you know, like I said, you know, you can get all hyped up sometimes off of you know of accomplishments, but shoot, you either going for the daddy or you going for what the son gonna produce. Either or, you know. I think that's where your percentages comes in better on far as grabbing one off of something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to all the people in the chat, man. Space out, say who I'm interviewing. P&M Kennels. P&M Kennels. Spaced out. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Don. Spaced out. Arthur Lyman. Big Tree in the building. But yes, sir, man. We getting the dog talk. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button up. Go ahead and hit it up if you ain't hit it yet. You know what I'm saying? Before you get up out of here.
Well, Street Rossi in the chat asked, you met a guy to have the Shikala line. Is that
No,
Shakoya?
Shakoya. No, I ain't never heard of that Street Rossi. Not saying it's you know, there's nothing good with it. Anything might be some of the best stuff around, but I ain't never heard of it. I
Mm-hmm.
maybe heard of a granddaddy or a grandmama or somebody or you know, but
Mm-hmm.
far as her, I ain't heard nothing of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, space out. Yeah, everybody definitely want a complete dog, man. Everybody definitely want it. That's what you do. You know, you do the breedings for. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just to answer that, we not really just breeding just to be breeding, and that's the issue now. People are just breeding to just breed, you know, and you know, and that's the issues we having. You know, people
Yep.
people now stuck with 3, 4, 5 litters off of they did a breeding, you know, and it just now they backed up with stuff.
Yep.
Ain't got the room, you know, make trying to find room, trying to
Mm-hmm.
make room.
Yep.
It just it just be getting out of it just be getting out of hand.
So let me ask you this real. Out of the dogs, you know, from the past, it can, you know, we ain't really got to worry about what year, but just from the
Yeah.
past anywhere. What's the closest dog you seen, you know, to a perfect dog? Could be in your dogs or whatever, but you know, just what's the perfect kind of dog was it, or what's the closest one to perfection that you've seen,
You mean far as the blood or
or as the actual dog itself? What's the which dog throughout your whole dog history or anything
mm-hmm.
that you consider was closest to perfection? Whether it's a dog line that you like or a dog that you seen or a dog that you had, really. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe
Okay.
we
Well,
can say
yeah,
a dog that you had. Maybe a dog that you had was closest to perfection.
wow. Well, wow. Oh, wow. This a good one. I'm just gonna go by off of the dog that I had, and I'm gonna say my pistol strikes my spike strain. You know, coming down the boomerang side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
I seen some damn good boomerang dogs too.
Yeah, man. I you know shed a tear, but that I mean just I mean good dog, good dog. Just a good dog, and a good dog. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
yeah.
a real good dog. So I really can't say nothing. But we do we do like the Frisco Chinaman. You know, back in the day. The Leeling stuff coming down from we gonna say the Leeling stuff coming down from Baker's Trojan Horse. Um, we definitely like them. We like the Elmo stuff. But this was, like I'm saying, back in the day,
Yeah.
um, there was some consistent, you know, type of hounds at that time. Um,
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. My boy had when we got them yellow dogs, when we got the champion fatty little mate sister, this was 96. My boy
yeah,
already had some dogs off of Frisco, man. I'm telling you. And they was black. They was black, and I nothing wasn't stopping them dogs during that time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. And then if we did it, we was all homeboys, so the Frisco dogs was a tad bit smaller than the yellow dogs was. You know what I'm saying? And
hmm
so they really shouldn't have been on them. You know what I'm saying? They really
yeah,
shouldn't have been on them. But them Frisco dogs, man, I ain't gonna lie. They was doing something back then. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
was doing
It
something.
was a complete different. The Frisco, and it's not trying to compare, but I'm just saying the Frisco of the early of the late '90s of the late '90s
Yeah,
was totally different from we don't see them we really don't see complete package of what they were.
yeah,
And that's just being modest. You know what I'm saying? Not saying none that it ain't, but on a consistent rate of what they were shown to do, I ain't seen none like it.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So,
Um,
what's your top 5 dogs of the past?
oh,
Male or female? Let me know the difference. Top 5.
okay, we're gonna go with Queen of Hearts, Honey Bunch. We're gonna go with Andy Cap. Still got to throw Andy Cap in there. Um, we gonna go with Jesse Rod's Midnight, and we're gonna go with let's see here. Uh, let's see here. Oh wow, tough one. I gotta go with Homer. I gotta go with I gotta go with Homer. Um, Rascal. Let's see. I got one more. PB.
Go ahead.
Do I got one more? That was 5.
I know you said Queen of Hearts.
Yep, Queen. I'm gonna call Queen Zebo. Uh,
Honey
and
Bun.
Andy Cap. Queen Zebo, Andy Cap. Oh man.
Honey
I'm gonna say
Bunch.
Rascal. I'm gonna say Rascal, and we gotta throw in. Wow. And I gotta throw in there. I gotta throw in there. Wow, this is a tough one. I gotta throw yellow in there. I gotta throw yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I,
a good lineup. No, that's a good lineup. Mine is Honey Bunch, Tornado, um, freaking Bolio,
yeah,
uh, let's see, Yellow, and probably Eli.
yeah,
Probably Eli. I gotta just throw him in there because he represent from so many years ago. From so many years ago. Got
yeah,
you know.
yeah. You right about that. You right. You gotta throw Eli in there. You gotta throw Eli in there. You right about that. And yeah, man, it's just
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's about performance when it comes to choosing brood stock dogs?
nope. When you choosing brood, it's about bone structure.
Okay.
I think it's bone structure. Uh, but even with bone structure, only thing that I still take if it's performance, and the only thing I'll look over is if they don't have a scissor bite, but they bred performance, but they got the bone structure, I'll still be cool with that because I know it's brood stock. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes, the either if it's inbred too much, like the tab dogs, when you inbred so much on the tab line, they throw either overbite or underbite.
Okay.
Yeah, the conformation be there, the bone structure be there, but with the tab Floyd line, I know that for sure. When you inbreed them so much, you're gonna get your colors, you're gonna get your buckskin, you're gonna get your chocolate, you're gonna get your black. With the and I'm saying tab as far as Jeep Red Boy Rascal as well, but uh, you're gonna get a you're gonna get an undershot or overbite.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Red Leash Kennels? Red Leash Kennels in the building. Corey Jones said, "Did y'all ever see y'all favorite go?" Well, being that you asked that, Corey, that made me forget. Really, one of my favorites is my own dog that I had. You know what I'm saying? The one that
Right.
I had, my bulldog. He got to be in my top 5 or whatever. Because to me, you know what I'm saying, I would have went against any of them boys if they'd have given me a chance. You know what I'm saying? But you know, um, but yeah, man. And when it comes to brood stock, what is the true depth? Like, what's a brood dog? You gonna use that dog for breeding? She throwing off good stuff, or what? What a brood
Well,
dog? What's a
I,
brood dog?
my last, on the last purchasing one, I talked to the actual breeder, and he just said that, look, I'm really not going, and it's determined from you and who you getting the hound from. You know what I'm saying? If it's
Yeah,
more going to be accessible to you, and you really stand up with that kennel, like it's more around. But when you talk to the breeder and the breeder tell you, say, hey, look, I don't know when I'm going to really recreate that breeding again.
yeah,
This might, I got enough what I need, my camp got enough what we need, and we don't see ourselves, you make that dog brood on your yard. So whatever else, you get from us, or if we call you, or if we contact you, then this, that's for you. But that right there, we ain't gonna make no more of them, so that's gonna
yeah.
be on you. You know what I'm saying? And
So a dog that can't be replaced is brood stock.
to,
It should be brood stock.
yeah, it should be, but when all circumstances,
Is it male and female or just female?
shoot, male and female.
I'm asking you this because I don't know myself, and I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you just trying to quiz you or nothing. I'm just
Oh no,
asking you 'cause I don't know.
no, you asking the good questions. I'm saying male and female because I mean it just really depends. Like if you could, my whole thing in the situation was this. but it's so hard to find people right now.
Yeah.
Usually if you get one, then it come from that camp, and you would like to make it brew. And usually you'll go and get that breeding out the way,
Yeah.
and you will have people who who close to you that want a dog.
Yeah.
There's stand up people that's gonna take the dog in and out. Monitor them. Really enjoy that dog as a one dog pet. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And somebody responsible enough that that ain't gonna that's gonna be real responsible over that dog. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it generally used to work out. But now with with inflation and cost of living, last thing people looking to do is feed a goddamn dog. You know what I'm saying? And especially a dog with a lot of goddamn energy. You get home after working all them hours, they gonna be like, oh damn, somebody got to feed the dog. Now and hey, we getting evicted. Now a person
Mhm.
might be like, hey man, you got to come back and get this dog. Now that could be the good thing and the bad thing.
Yeah.
And and that was one of your breedings you was just trying to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Now it's 2 3 years old, and it's coming back to daddy. So you you, you, you got a jump start, but you got the breeding out the way. But and that's the good end of the result. But sometimes like we said, them hounds end up and doing something that might not be right. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Now with me with brood stock, you know what I'm saying? With me, just my opinion on how I do mine. It was just I always, just pretty much looked at the female as the brood,
mhm,
the brood bitch or whatever. But the male, I can, if it's a reason I don't need to do nothing but breed him, as far as don't put him in no kind of activity, just straight use him as a breed dog.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? I can consider that the same thing, but as far as brood wise, I don't really care about performance. But it depends on what I got that dog from. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not caring about performance, I gotta already know something about that dog already, as far as what he coming down off of. You know
right,
what I'm saying? It don't make no difference who line is off of. I gotta know about that dog, daddy, granddaddy, something. I gotta know some
yeah,
things about the dogs and the pedigree myself personally. You know what I'm saying? And know that this is a cold dog, and it's gonna come off. Some of the dogs gonna maybe throw off one or two cold ones, but pretty much it's pretty much fire from there or
yeah,
whatever. But
yeah,
I use one like that I know throwing it off. But if I know, I don't know nothing about this right here, you know what I'm saying? And it's acting like this. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I ain't even willing to risk the time. You know what I'm saying? Um, back in them days, I would have just give them to somebody or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Give
yeah,
them to my homeboys or whoever want them or something like that or whatever.
yeah.
Um, you know, you
It'd
know,
be a blessing to get them back, man, if you can. But sometimes it don't really be working out like that, and it's been horrific stories of how certain things, oh man, we left them in the basement, or you know what I'm saying, like it's really been horrific stories, and can't sit and say it have, you know what I'm saying, but
yeah,
you really just try to monitorize and and do what's needed, like I know some people won't. It don't matter how many it is. Whatever they keeping, some just ain't leaving the yard. You know what I'm saying? He
yeah,
keep what he keeping, and the rest just ain't leaving. So I mean, it just depends on you know how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that risk of throwing it out there sometimes, and getting it back sometimes be the blessing, man. But getting that getting that brood breeding first
yeah,
it could it could come back to bite you in the butt, or doing that brood breeding that you feel first can come back and bite you in the butt, you
yeah,
know, because you got other things that's already on the table.
yeah, yeah. So what you think about traveling wise? You think traveling plays a big effect on a dog, or you think a dog can pretty much handle long
Oh
distance
no,
travel?
most definitely, sprinkle a little salt on the pepper. There's certain lines that breathe better, and in certain climates, and
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sprinkle on it. I ain't gonna put the dog out there, but I know the actual dog. But you know, up north, he did his thing. He got down there to Texas, and he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But all his life, he was probably sold at the age of maybe like 3.5, 4 years old. And when he went to Texas, hey, my man said this, he overheating.
Yeah.
He can't breathe. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the weather, the time down there, but the breeder told him like, hey man, you might got to do them in the cooler, play with them when it's cooler weather
Yeah.
down that way.
Yeah.
You just can't, you just can't do it.
Mm-hmm. I know. I feel the same way you feel. I know. One little opinion I got is back then. I know, like if I was gonna travel, I'm make sure it's traveling gonna be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or something like that. Or either if I'm going like hours, 5, 6, 7 hours, I'm gonna do it the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because I got things I gotta do to get my dog right. You know what I'm saying? And everything, is on a schedule when I do it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be dead at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be out here on the road. My dog feeling the stomach, feeling flimsy and flamsy. You know what I'm saying? And then dang on, I know great dogs done jumped straight out the car and went straight did that. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But we just talking
Mm-hmm.
about putting your dog in the best situation you can. It's all about doing your part, and the dog gonna do his part. So my part is to make sure he right. We just had this little 5. Say we're going to New York, that's 10 hours. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Damn shit. What anybody, my dog, I got a dog that throw up. My Malinois throw up after about 15, 20 minutes of riding. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So we talking about 10 hours. Then what kind of dog man would I be to make him want to jump out right then and do something? You know what I'm saying? So something like that, I do it the next day. That way I give him time to relax. Boom, boom. And then we do our thing the next day, whatever I gotta do, so everything be on time and everything be flowing like I need to be flowing. You know what I'm saying? But a long distance, man, it can get you in a rookie. A rookie might jump out there and you know take him a couple hour ride and thinking it's not really long, but really you get out there for a couple hours. Now your dog done kind of off balance a little bit. And I don't really mean like off balance and walking. I just mean he ain't his 100% self. He might be like 90%. You know what I'm saying? But you need 100.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? You worked 100, so you need 100 now. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So that distance definitely will get you, I believe, sometimes.
Yep. That this is like we said, that heat too. Like I said, I knew a lot of well, a few you guys that they'll they'll keep that wherever they playing that. They'll keep that heat on
Yeah,
way above average in there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If especially if they a traveling type person, because you know going down to them hotter states, you're gonna deal with hotter weather.
I'm gonna tell you now. If back then, if I was like, if we was on the internet, this is way back then when the law was like that, and I was trying to give you some advice, all I can tell you is turn your heat in your house all the way up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? No fan. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? We ain't want no fan. We ain't want no fan because you ain't gonna be feeling that. That humidity is gonna be high. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Uh, boy, look at here. It's gonna be hot. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hot. And one thing about it, man, I know the dogs feel it because I can go when I used to go visit my friends and stuff in the city. I might get a little cold for a day or two when I first get there. You know what I'm saying? A little quick, like a little nose cold or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
it don't last long or nothing like that, but it just be the change of the climate. You know what I'm saying? The change of the atmosphere or something. You know what I'm saying? It get people that's really. I'm from the South, and I've been in the South for the most part. So when I go in an area like that, man, if I go in somewhere like Minnesota or Green Bay or North Dakota or Colorado and them places like that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's gonna affect me for the first couple hours, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
just because they're gonna do y'all the same way when y'all come down here.
Yeah, yeah, that air, man, that air. You definitely go. I go to visit some of my family down there, man. You ride in the drop top and you on the freeway and that I can't breathe. I'm like, man, put this top up, man. Roll this window up. You know, I can't breathe. The heat. It's just the heat. Just do something. It's a little bit different heat down in that south, man.
Yep. Eli Monster say 2 to 3 days if you smart. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really, he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? If you got the time to bear, if you can bear the time, the more time you can spare off, you know, if you can do it, you know, shit. Because that when you're going in a spot like that, especially if I'm going from South Carolina to Texas, even though both of us in the South, it's still gonna be different for me going over there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give your animal just as much, you know, advantage as you can, if whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I wonder, man, some dogs, we might say a lot of people like to say the Eli dogs 45 minutes or the Chinaman dogs, rather, the Frisco dogs 45 minutes. Not really the Eli dog. All right. But maybe it's the dogs not good in heat. You know what I'm saying? The places that where a lot of these dogs get tried at, maybe it is in the heat, a lot of hot areas. Maybe the dog like not good with heat. Like, you know, might be dogs that's better with colder areas. You know what I'm saying? And colder climates.
Colder climates, you're right.
You know, it's just different dogs take the heat better. Like with Bo, that was one of his number one weapons, taking the heat. He was good with taking the heat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can take the heat. No living thing can take too much of the sun. You know what I'm saying? But just far as, you know, battling and combat and all that back then, Bo, he was good with the heat. And I knew the average dog wasn't good in heat. You know what I'm saying? And some of the stuff I did, it was probably during the daytime. And it don't never know, as long as that sun out, it's always hot when it gets certain times of the, you know, certain months.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I catch some folks slipping like that, but it wasn't my fault I caught them slipping. You know what I'm saying? I just caught them slipping. Shit. I knew my dog was good in the heat. I knew they better be good in the heat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
I learned that early though. The guys were saying that kind of early. You know, they say, man, where a boxer train at? You know, you think you'll be like in a gym. He said, when you go in the gym, I mean, what is it? What's the temperature in there? Is it cold? No, it's hot. Exactly. You know, so all your boxers need to train in the gym.
Yeah.
So that you know, that was kind of, you know, a little, you know, take here from take there. You know, you just gotta listen.
Yeah, you're right about that, bro. Right about that. So let me ask you this for here. All right. Which one of you are more of a fan of? Inbreeding, line breeding, or outcrossing? The number one thing you're a fan of out of them three, you're gonna run your program with. We know you got to do a little bit of each one of them here and there. So I'm just talking about for the most part. You know what I'm saying? If I want to, you know, think about a P&M dog, you know what I'm saying? Well, I know you know, is it thinking about crossbreeding out? You gonna pretty much have a scatterbred line, or you gonna be running that, you know, a line bred dog, or when I think about you, think about inbred stuff.
Yeah, what I mean, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say line breeding. I'm gonna say line breeding, and just, you know, you keep it simple. And like I said, that the outcrossing really come with something that you just really want to try, but it just you still keeping some form of performance standard to it. But I think you just need to add when it's time to add. You know what I'm saying? And uh, I think a lot of people, you know, I think we tapped on this just a little bit. I think another time I talked to you, or maybe we were just talking, but you know, when they created Mayday, that was really the game crusher.
Yeah.
You know, that just shook the world. I mean, you know, we got Yellow with Bolio, with Red Boy Jocko, Bolio Tombstone. It was just kind of like, because at them times Maloney strains could really hold their own. The Bolio Maloney strains could hold their own.
Yeah.
You got the Yellow that can hold his own, and it was just like, man, that was the breeding, man. That was the breeding.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Mayday stuff, man. I like that Mayday stuff. But I always say, man, I just became a fan of the Mayday stuff because back in the days, I just had a bad experience with it because my partner, not my kennel partner, but I just say my partner, like my homeboy, Crossroad was dang running. He had a dog Pee Wee that was directly off Mayday, and you know what I'm saying. It was a Hollingsworth, either Mayday dart on the bottom or it was Hollingsworth on the bottom. But it just, I never really got no fantastic shit off that. You know what I'm saying? I got regular dogs I was to the point at that time where I was getting out of my green stage. I was still green as a mug, but I kind of knew what was what, far as the game, certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I even when I look back on them, only I could say maybe I should have sat on some of them a little while longer or something like that. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But it just I ain't really had no good experience with it. But I like the stuff that been coming out of Mayday over the last probably 10 years. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What people been showing up and bringing out different things and stuff like that. But
And I'm only saying that just to say it. I mean, I like other strains though,
oh yeah,
but it's just like when that really hit, and then like when we said too, I think we both agreed on it. You know, the crack of the 2000s, they started putting the Mayday with the buck, and then was a different caliber of dogs,
yeah,
and you could just see it. You could just see it. It was just they was just whole different. They was on whole different planets. Then they went from with the Mayday buck, and then they start adding the boils to it. And off the first time, then was different caliber of dogs. So it was just getting to a point like, well, man, like ever since Mayday, it was just kind of like it was none but hybrids coming out.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just hybrids.
Yeah. See, I'm a fan of inbreeding, but it just depends. I'm a fan of breeding the lines I'm running. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I ain't a fan of breeding brother and sister to the same little brother and sister, unless both of them then excel to a level where I'm like, oh, I need puppies off both of these. You know what I'm saying? I need to breed them together or something like that. Unless I got to as well. If I gotta make that breeding in order to, to make I need a breeding to happen. I can do that. But for the most part, I'm not a fan of brother and sister breeding. But I like
Yeah.
breeding for daddy, daughters, mama, sons, nephews, cousins, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I like doing that kind. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know outcrossing, we gotta do them all because the brother said up there we need all four of them. You know what I'm saying? We like I said, we need all four. We definitely gotta have all four. But I
And I
think
think
I
I
think
think too, PB, to catch you on that though too, while you just touched on it, I think a lot of people was more so thinking, and sometimes honestly being to a certain point could be kennel blind, because
yeah,
it ain't always got to be the daddy back to the daughter. It
yeah,
might have to be the mama back to
yeah,
that son.
yeah,
You,
yeah,
you, you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I think a lot of people kind of, by not paying attention to what's really going on, was really trying to give all the acclimates to that sire, when it could have been the mama that was holding all that juice.
yeah. So what about this for here? What if I know this can happen, probably, you know what I'm saying? You take a fire ass male that you done got, right? He a
Hmm.
grand. All right, and now you breed him to a cold bitch, brood bitch. That's damn supposed to throw off you some good stuff. She's supposed to throw off you some good stuff, but now you get some killer ass puppies.
Yep.
What if that's coming from off a cold bitch and not even coming from the male dog that's fired?
Exactly, and that's how I usually go. We say the ones that scared of the horns and scared of the cars. Them usually be the ones that throw us the ones. That's the mentality up north. If you scared of them horns, you scared of them cars, you the one.
Mm-hmm.
You the one. And it's sad that that's how a lot of good ones has been. Around this way.
Yeah,
That's just how they been. But far as just you're a person to get turned off. You go to reach out, bend down on your knee to rub them, they gonna shoot to the right. You go to the right, they gonna shoot to the left. You're like, damn man, I can't even pet the damn dog. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Don say brother and sister only if you gotta do it. Only if you gotta do it.
Yeah, yeah, you right about that, Don. Only if you got to.
Yeah,
But a lot of people went that way, man, just to, and like I said, you could be kennel blind,
yeah,
and some people could just be breeding crazy. You could just see it could be. I seen certain lines, and I see the good and bad in a lot of lines, but I definitely seen some bad happen because of brother sister.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then when a person looking for an out, he not going out within. the family, he going all the way out. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
he going by what the times is to say go all the way out. But really, he just needed something that was already blended with some of his same blood in it, just to give him enough. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
and he only needed probably was a quarter or just an eighth of it. You know,
Yep.
he ain't need to run it hard on the. You know, of course, the first one would be 50-50 with that being out. But yeah, I mean, if he would have just took the time and bred it down, which that's what he was gonna do anyway. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he ain't have to shy off to something that he don't even know about.
Yep. Yep. Shout out to Magnolia Kennels in the building. Magnolia Kennels in the building. Y'all hit them likes up before y'all get up out of here. Y'all hit them likes up. Now, when it comes to that inbreeding, outbreeding, and all that, like I'm trying to see, man. I'm trying to.
Okay.
It's you could. I don't really I don't really say you need line breeding. You need inbreeding and outcrossing at the most. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really have to do line breeding. What I consider line breeding is if I got a red boy Jocko family, and then I go get another straight red boy Jocko family. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't no kin to my dog and
Right.
get into it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really think I need that. I think I can go from inbreeding to a total way off out. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? To a way off out, then bring it back in. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Bring it back in, and if I got to do that again, I can do that again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still staying with that same one line. So I ain't really big on families because every family ain't the same. We all that's like saying all of us got the last name Smith or all of us got the last name Jackson or last name this or last name that. But then all of us ain't the same across the board. You know, some folk gonna breed you this, some folk gonna breed you that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But
And
that's what I say too, Pete. Not to cut you off, but I say that about the Carver line. Maurice didn't sell everybody the same damn strain of Carver.
yeah,
Maurice did not sell everybody the same. McCool bred his side. Uh, Thibodeau bred his side. Everybody bred they whole different strains. But what happened when all that damn Carver come together? Now this is what you don't hear about. This is the hush hush right there. You you ain't gonna hear about it because it's working. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said you really ain't got to go too far out. You get what I'm saying? Certain lines show you what you got and what you want. You know, you just can't be kennel blind. And,
yeah,
and I think people will jump to a line just because they hear, oh, this line to do this. You ain't never seen that line do that consistently out your life. You get
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? And
yeah,
if you do jump to another line of a certain type of hound, then you go to somebody who's already die hard and doing it true. You go
yeah,
straight to them, and that's another thing. You gotta go. You gotta keep your percentage good by going to the people that keep the percentage good. You know,
yeah,
it just be like that sometimes. And
mm-hmm,
PB8, what's this PK 816? I kind of believe in that. I end up getting off the subject though. I end up getting one of them heavy Parkinson's hounds from down from Texas, man, and it was heavy alligator snooty Parkinson stuff. I end up getting it that he online, but with that hillside.
that's what he talking about with the Casper stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
but I didn't have it I didn't have it. I had it heavy alligator snooty Parkinson. But I mean that hound alone right there, if it was Rascal incorporated in the blood, then I would have loved to own one of them. I just say it that way. Because them alligator dogs, the ones that I had, I can't speak of everybody else, but one that I had, he was definitely determined. He was
yeah.
determined,
All right, I'm gonna ask you another question real quick, but I seen something else, so I'm gonna ask you this real. Ask everybody this. PB 816 said Ebony bought Casper as a champ. Now, what do y'all think about people buying dogs as champs wise, far as you know what I'm saying? I understand, yeah, if I'm trying to sell a champ, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna buy them, you're gonna make some money off of them. We ain't knocking nobody for none of that. But far as can he represent that dog the same way? Or
this the only thing I got to say about that. Just to make a quick right turn and jump right back on there. Before God rest his soul, uh 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 Mr. Epinette, God rest his soul.
Yeah,
And him and Tom fell out because of that line. And Tom proclaimed that, from what I'm hearing, Tom proclaimed that what Mr. Epinette had, far as the hillside rat, what you notice, they do the same breedings off, they do similar breedings with it. But whatever that comes from Mr. Epinette was not recognized by the ADBA
yeah,
off of the hillside rat Casper line. That's just me saying that to say. So I mean, but go back into what you're saying. Go ahead, but that
oh yeah. Now I'm
it
just
it, it was a little difference in between. You got one
yeah,
pointing the finger at the other, but we both got spider bite him, and he's we both got spider bite him. We both got Chinaman. So what's really going on?
oh yeah, yeah,
Where did we fall out? We both got stuff directly off of Chinaman. So
yeah.
where's we going wrong with this? So
Mm-hmm.
that was a up to date issue before
Yeah,
Mr. Epinet passed away, and that's why he was really starting to push his own registry, because
oh yeah.
he was being blackballed. But go ahead.
Salute Gas and Gold Kennels in the house, man. Gas and Gold Kennels in the house. And yeah, man, I had a homeboy before Mr. Evan. I think he died not too long ago, right? Within the last years or so, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I had a homeboy who was buying dogs from him, but he wasn't like deep in the dog game or nothing like that, but he was trying to put me on. I'm like, man, I'm going to get this right here, because he was saying something about he was getting them ebony dogs, and he was getting some booze and bark stuff or whatever like that. But
Like equal lights out, lights out.
you know what I'm saying? I was just, he ain't never bring him around and let me see how it was and nothing like that. I don't even
hmm
think he ever got him, but he was acting like he was connected to him, talking to him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
hmm But
Champion,
what was it
champion
about
turkey.
Hillside Rat?
Huh?
What were we saying about Hillside Rat? That was my right hand turn. I ain't mean to jump off the subject though.
I ain't sure, man. I ain't sure. I was reading
I
the comment down here at the bottom by Black Heart Kennels.
oh,
See, champion termite blood, Nico Junior bloodline. What do you think?
oh
Me
man,
myself, termite blood. I seen a little tad bit of it. What I seen, it was no average. I didn't really see it with a great dog, man. So I'm not gonna really put that on the dog. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really see too much of the Nico Junior. I had a dog coming down off Nico Junior one time, but it wasn't heavy bred Nico. So I ain't gonna really count that as a Nico dog.
well, I'm gonna say that breeding was done with a direct son of Grand Champion Firecracker, bred back into a granddaughter termite. But
Yeah,
them pups my way was never they never got to hit they never got to hit the ground. But that breeding was done, and everybody was kind of looking forward them for that jip to drop that litter.
damn.
Yeah. And the Boyles Elmo 2 stuff, Elmo 2, I ain't too familiar with the Elmo 2 stuff, which that goes back, I think some guys down there in Florida really kind of, like that little blend. But I mean, up this way is really just a myth. We ain't nobody really.
I heard a few people talking about the Elmo dog, but I don't really know myself. I was gonna ask y'all in the chat and you if you know anything about the Elmo dog, because I
Yeah.
always heard that name before, but I really don't know about that blood like that.
Well, I'm gonna say, the one that, that was around it, or the ones that I had down off of grandkids. Um, well, they they definitely was the real deal. Uh, I had it with Elmo, Drigglers JoJo stuff on the top, Elmo Drigglers JoJo, and the bottom was Sick and Marks, Champion Paco stuff on the bottom. So uh, all I can say is that them were some very good, very very good dogs, very very good dogs.
Fat Farm Ray said, did anybody see Big Pun from DSP?
Nope.
Only big pun I ever seen, man, was damn Big Pun from Dang on Bronx. I ain't gonna lie, I seen him one time in concert. Before he passed, but I ain't see the Big Pun dog, DSP.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right about that. I never seen Big Pun. Nope, I never did either. Would you breed a male if he had heartworms? No, no. I mean, you putting strains
Quick
all on
question.
that male
Quick
organs.
question. Quick question before you get into that. Why you wouldn't breed them? I mean, will it when I'm breeding, will it transfer into the puppies?
I'm just saying, you risking that male. I mean, if you don't care, if you got to get it done, yes.
Okay.
If you got to get it done,
Put
but
strain on that male.
yeah, you straining out that male because now the insides, the organs, and you know it's like you having a cold, or you got the flu, but you trying to mate. Ain't
Yeah.
no damn way you gonna be 110%.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you gonna be 110%. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean, if I it depends on the time. I'm risking losing my male just to make this litter. I need to see if I can get him as healthy as possible before I do that, knowing that he have heartworms. But it just depends on the time and the predicament and what's going on. I don't know if that female if that female young and she gonna come back and heat, then just wait. Get focus on getting that male cleaned out. But if that female is on one of her last type tickers,
Yeah.
and you think this the only type ticker, then go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can say, yeah. Somebody said maybe AI, or yeah, you could say AI. You could try it that way, but and that's definitely the second best conclusion. But you go to the vet, they're gonna tell you how much your strength is in your sperm when you go there. So if you're willing to spend, knowing he got heartworms, if you're willing to spend a $350-$400 for them to tell you, look, these sperm cells really ain't strong enough.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They'll still do the job. You better off if he a natural tide, a natural time. I mean, that's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna lie, boy. I know probably a lot of people watching this video, and probably a lot of them ain't gonna watch it in the future. That boy probably say, "Damn that, we gonna breed that dog. Heartworm, heartworm,
Mm-hmm.
roundworm, hookworm, flatworm, any
Mm-hmm.
kind. We gonna breed that motherfucker. She come and eat, and we gotta breed them. That mother getting bread, daddy. He
Yeah, you
getting
getting
bread.
bread.
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
like
saying?
you
But
said.
like you say, for the best of the dog, you gotta think about all that stuff, man. Cause I ain't gonna like I told them boys. I had one, he was old, and I bred him, and he passed out. Literally, he died on the ass. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy
Mm-hmm.
right there with me, he fell over to the ground. Boom! Wasn't breathing, wasn't nothing. My homeboy picked him up and started shaking him and did CPR. You know what I'm saying? And then he came back to life. He caught his air and he came back to life, man. And that I ain't telling you no lie, man. I'm talking about he died right there. And he was old dog. And that goes back to like what you said. Uh, don't put that stress on him. You know what I'm saying? Some dogs
Mm-hmm.
can handle it, some can't. Um, that heartworm. Woo.
No, PB, I never had no hillside dog. I had a heavy Parkinson snooty Tonka Baron, Red Baron dog. I never had a hillside dog. No Toby's. No, but I never had none of that.
Who
Hmm.
Toby y'all talking about? Which
Oh
Toby y'all
no,
talking about? The new Toby?
no. I was. He was asking me on the hillside stuff.
Uh,
What it did? I said no. I had the heavy pure alligator stuff.
okay.
But he was saying with the hillside up in that. I just said that would have been something to see.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because considering what the alligator dogs brought to the table.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
heard a
yeah,
lot
that would have been something to see.
the
Yep, off
people,
Little Rascal.
the people that I heard that dealt with the alligator dogs, all of them had a lot of good stuff to say about the dogs that dealt with the real alligator dogs. All of them had a lot of good stuff to say about them. Even the old schoolers I holler at, like the old man they probably about 80 years old now, or older. Back when I was talking to them, they were saying good stuff, but they switched to another line. They started with the alligator stuff. And different people have different things they like. So one man might say he gotta switch this way from the alligator. You got another man over here with the alligator that's breeding it the way he like it, and he gonna keep it kind of pure and just lining it and cross it out a little bit here and there. you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I guess Mr. Hammers and them went and did their stuff and different little things, pretty much, man. I know I seen some good Eli and some good Balls dogs, you know what I'm saying? Like that I could say it was really game, you know what I'm saying? They had pretty fair amount, but it was real game dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't, I didn't really think they had too much red boy in them. One of them was a real heavy bred Carver dog, Carver and Boomerang, matter of fact.
Okay.
And the other one was coming down off of Smitty's Bull, which was the Abraham's Bull stuff, and Queen of Hearts and all that stuff like that. And there was some pretty game dogs, pretty game.
Yeah, I mean the queen to what was it? Queen to Skull the Queen Cross, they was doing pretty decent. It wasn't a real high percentage on that style of hound. I think you'll get more good ones than bad ones though. But
Yeah.
that's what with any line though. But you know, we found that to be a real good breeding that they was put down there. With them caliber, Taj Mahal as they call it, the strain. Uh, it was pretty decent, you know. But we always like to cross out or play with the Sparky stuff too. So, the Sparky stuff, we kind of like the Sparky stuff, and adding it with the Queen and the Skull. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Came in and say Fat Bill sent him here to shout out Bolero. Hey Cayman, man, tell Fat Bill he can come on in, man. Shout out to Bolero, man. We don't hate over. We keep it. We bulldogging, man. Fat Bill, welcome. Shout out to Bolero, even if Fat Bill ain't here. I'm gonna tell you, shout out to Bolero. I don't know if you was trying to be funny or you was keeping it, just being real with it. But shout out to Bolero.
Yep.
And shout out to all the dogs Fat Bill got.
Yep.
And,
For sure. The
whatever
Buzzsaw
dogs,
pizzas.
2 Eyes or dogs he had back in the day. Shout out to all them dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. The boy got good dogs, man. One thing about it, the country's so big that everybody was the man in the area, no matter if it was from north, south, Georgia, or Florida, whatever area you was around. Everybody it was somebody that was the man in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, it's always somebody that can knock bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? That can show you that you ain't just as bad as you thought you was. You know what I'm saying? It's always, everybody had great dogs, man. We get into this competitive talk where everybody like what they own, know what they like, and seeing what they seen, you know what I'm saying? Seeing what they seen, and they just go with what they got. But let me ask you a quick question. What's one tip you'll give somebody starting out right now? If they was about to start out and buy them some bulldogs right now, what's one tip you'll tell them and let them know?
Stay off the internet. Stay off the internet. Enjoy your dogs. Know
Yeah,
what and know what you got and understand what you lacking. That way you can go forward with your own program.
yes
You
sir,
know.
yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Eli Monster say Bill text him the link. Oh yeah, man, we rocking with everybody. Shout out to Fat Bill in the
Hey,
building.
what's up, Bill? Shout out, Bill.
Shout out to Fat Bill in the building. All right, let me
Okay.
ask you this for here. How important you think is it for a good handler? You know what I'm saying? How important you think it is? You think it's more important for the handler, or you think or it need to be pretty much both ways? The handler or the dog? As far as the dog need to be an ace, or the handler need to be, pretty decent.
I think both played a part. I think both played a part because you could get a good. It could be vice versa too. You could get a piece of crap hound in a good handler hand, and he'll go all the way. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, it's just with them speaking, I think it's an equal effort, and I couldn't take away from either one because it'd be a lot of good hounds that don't have a good handler, and that comes with not knowing and filing out, and you get what I'm saying,
yeah,
and not doing what's needed to be done. You know,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
that could be, a major part in that type, historically purpose way, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that
So
definitely can. But I definitely, handler's number one job is to end the mouth as fast as, yeah, that's right. Fat Bill said the handler's number one job is to end the match as fast as possible. You right about that.
yep. Get them
You-
out of danger in the match. Get it over with. If you know what you're doing, know your dog back and forth. Know know
Man, I
know know,
why
know
be
your dog inside out.
hey,
You know
while
what I'm
Bill on here, I just want to ask him a quick question, Bill, and it's just what's going on. Far as the breeding with that created El Negro, do you feel the buzzsaw patches, the patches side of the family, what more so made the El Negro strain? That's a good question. I wanted to ask him. Do he feel the buzzsaw patches way is what made the El Negro strain?
Yeah,
You know, and that goes back to what we was talking about, the genetics coming from the female,
yeah,
because I know that's a I know that's a mouthful for him to explain, but I always wanted to ask him that, considering how Peaches Patches was bred, you know,
yeah, yeah.
and that line was holding its own as well. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, like I tell them boys, I ain't never ran that brother dogs, but I always heard good stuff about them. You know what I'm saying? I always heard good stuff about them.
yep, okay. And he said that I think that's what makes it different from other strains, and I totally feel the same way. I totally feel the same way. We had a few off of it was an early breeding off a dog named Kamaski's Fresh to it was a direct son off Kamaski's Fresh, and I think Fresh was off of El Negro, but it was, and that was like early. My buddy, they did that breeding. They did that like early 2000 ish, and the caliber of them dogs I see was totally different. Far as the El Negro side of the family.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any, and they say El Negro or El Drago or however it is, but I just seen the difference in them caliber of hounds, at that era and that point in that time.
yeah. And I ain't never dealt with no I had a few dogs down off the El Negro stuff, and you know what I'm saying. But you talk about the El Negro from Ghana stuff, or
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
the El
yeah.
Negro from Ghana.
Oh,
Yeah.
my homeboy had some of that stuff. I'm thinking about a different dog. My fault. I'm thinking about a different dog. Yeah, my
Hmm.
homeboy he had some of that, but by then I was damn a fan of my the stuff I was running or whatever. But yeah, man. So how you feel about bonding? You think bonding makes a difference when it comes to you and your dog and the attention you getting when you get in that square?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I feel if you dealing with any form of this breed, on far as anything, the bonding count, but it really count if you deal with Eli Carver side of the strain. And I say that a little bit more to say, and I maybe touched on this before, probably didn't. Me and you probably talked. Them Eli Carver dogs is different. They know when you there, and they know when you not there, and they know when somebody else there. It's
Yeah,
it's it's a difference with them, and you know a lot of percentage rate with them is because they natural owner is not there. With,
yeah,
with some of them, and some people say, "Oh man, I got rid of that. I got rid of that hound. And, he wasn't this as a puppy." And soon as prime example, I seen one guy go run and get some top of the tree Bujo blood, right? Top of the tree now. It was
yeah,
some good Bujo blood coming down from the man himself. Um, and the guy didn't like him. The guy just said, "Man, I don't want him." That guy, that guy gave that dog to another man. That man, you seen that man 6 months later, and that dog was a whole different dog.
Damn.
Not only did he come out and do his thing, he did his thing in fashionable manner, and tipping his hat after the end. And you be like, damn, is this the same damn dog? And all he did was show him some TLC. Showed him that somebody gonna be there.
Yeah.
You
All
know.
right. Let me ask you a quick question. Boom. You get a puppy from me, right? You send a transporter to my house. Okay. Say it take a couple days or whatever. Okay. When you get this puppy from me, the puppy you're not satisfied with the puppy. Okay. Refund, no refund. From your end. You know what I'm saying? Not
Okay,
from the breeder's
wait a
end.
minute. So we saying that the dog is sold and they didn't like it, and is a refund getting put back as the dog's still a puppy or what?
Yeah. Say the dog about 8 weeks old. And you get the dog, and it ain't looking the way you thought it was looking. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of sickish. Say it may got coccidious. You know what I'm saying? If you want a
Yeah.
refund, or how you handle that?
I would definitely bring it to the breeder's attention on it. You know what I'm saying, and show you. If you're dealing with somebody who stand up, I mean, and like I said, you walk with them and just be like, hey man, this is just not what it is. I think it's open for them terms. I
Yeah,
mean, definitely for that. I don't think nobody should get shied out of not having a full solid healthy bulldog.
yeah,
Especially as a pup. You know
yeah,
especially as a pup. But it just hey, sometimes if you can, you gotta take off. You gotta take off of work. Sometimes it's best to go on down there and see what you're getting. Sometimes too, you know, you
yeah.
gotta get behind that wheel. You gotta ride.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's like back in the game when I was in the game, man. You want to take town over, you can't take the town over if you're shopping in the town. You gotta leave the city. You gotta go somewhere else where them boys got that thing cheap, and you can bring it back and you can scald everybody. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And you can't come up in the town. You only gonna buy enough to keep you at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? You gonna only stay at this level. Boom. I seem like, damn man, I can't make it past this. He's keeping you at this. He keeping you at that. It's gonna seem like that. You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Leave. Get
Yeah.
something else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And while we just talking about the Eli dogs, I see a lot of people talking. I see the most highest percentage rate of the Bujo family, and what it's touched with, and the years that I just been seeing it has been touched with Rascal. Um, I've been seeing the Bujo line itself with Rascal in it, and are very very talented, good dogs.
Oh yeah. Oh
I,
yeah.
and that's just the truth. That's just how the ones that I admire end up finding out it had a heavy influence of Rascal in it. It was Boudreaux and Rascal, just to let you guys know.
Man, I believe if any man get a pretty decent, good, dog, and he a real good dog, man, I believe he can bring stuff out of him, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He'll have you fall in love with a line you ain't never thought you'd like before. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
that you got that boy. And you know what I'm saying? He got a old dang on something. You ain't like, dang, I ain't know them things was like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good dog, man, to do it though, man. It's round all the way around the board. All the way around the board.
You right about that. You definitely right about that.
All right. Now, what you think, we can do to make this game better? One thing we can do to make this game better.
Mm, that's a good question. I'm gonna let you answer that one first.
Hey,
You hit me with a good one.
hey. Now we can say still the internet, but that ain't gonna happen. Everybody gonna keep on being on the internet. You know what I'm saying? All I can say, man, it's like we can't say throw the papers away. In reality, we say throw the papers away. Everybody ain't trustworthy to say they breeding these kind of dogs. People gonna be getting shit left and right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're in a no-win situation. You got to keep your papers to make sure everything right. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I
you
mean,
just,
It got to go back old school, man. It got to go back legitimately. It got to go back legitimately vouched for. It gotta go that way. And only the appointed, anointed can give that type of direction. It
Yeah,
got to go back to the old school way on a lot of things.
yeah.
But can we bring the old school ways back? That's the whole thing. Can we? You know, and like
Hey,
I said, shut down that damn internet. You shut down that damn internet. I mean, really, when you're doing 100 miles an hour, it's hard to pick up. It's hard to pick up the internet. You get what I'm saying? So it sometimes be to the company you keep. You got to go back underground. It got to be underground, man. A lot of things got to go back to a lot of underground type of situations. I mean, just to get the camaraderie back, because right now it's this shit hell on wheels, man.
oh yeah, brother Fat Joe says a show in North Carolina. I think he said in uh, on the 14th,
Hmm.
March 14th, March 14th in Stokes, North Carolina. Y'all brothers want to hit that up. That's right around the corner. Got a dog looking like he ripped up, looking like he ready. Take him out there. The dog
Yeah,
acting like he wants somebody to see him. Take him out there. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These days, man, you just gotta take care of your dogs, enjoy your dogs, and do the right things with them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Make sure, it's too many things you can go get achievements for.
Hmm.
And you just gotta get off your butt and go do it. You know?
And let the dog do the talking. It's too many people talking.
Yep. Yep.
If he could jump that wall and clear it, let him do the talking. Let him show that he could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And let that be the proof in the pudding.
Yep.
The proof in the pudding, right there.
Yep.
That's just where it's at. But and then too, when you support these local dog shows and these events, you know, you really go out there to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it already be the winners already be picked before you go out there.
Oh, I can feel you on that. But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like I can understand all that going on, but that comes with having clientele and putting that work in. And say
Hmm.
once you going out there to the shows, you done been out 30 times. Shit, you walk in there, you just automatically win. So and so
Yeah.
here tonight, so and so here tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's going. You got it locked like that. You know what I'm saying? But you
Then
know,
they gotta understand too, Pete. We gonna keep it real funky on the monkey on this now. You gotta understand a man who's spending $300 on show fees and barely ain't getting no first place ribbon now. Come on,
oh yeah,
and he
oh
got
yeah,
good
oh
looking
yeah,
dogs now. Come
oh
on,
yeah, oh yeah.
and,
No,
you
no,
know,
you right about that.
and
You
they
right.
they they gotta understand. Look, it's about the show and the camaraderie. Yes, it is, but this man coming out here registering 15 dogs and can't even get first place on a good looking dog he got,
Now
and he.
imagine we get all the brothers. Say we get 5 times more brothers that's already going to the shows, start going to shows. Like you talking about beforehand, each man got 15 dogs, right?
Exactly.
It ain't but 4 ribbons, maybe 3 or 4 ribbons. You know what I'm saying? So now, at the end of the day, it's back to being a warrior sport. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to toughen up. Ain't number 4 of us gonna win these ribbons and this trophy, or you know what I'm saying? There's like 1,000 of us in here. You know what I'm saying? And then people gonna say it's favoritism.
No, but that's when it go to a day one, a day two, a day three, and then
Yeah.
they breaking it down now, doing 2 shows in one day. Now they might have to expand it to do 3 shows in one day. First show start at 8 o'clock.
Oh
You
yeah. Oh
know,
yeah. Oh yeah.
call to the ring at 8 o'clock. Handlers meeting at 8 o'clock. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always ways, and the whole thing is they looking for people to come out with they hounds to enjoy the atmosphere and to have fun with the dogs. And I totally get that. And that's just how I just keep that. You get to see a few good men that you can link up, and we all got a common interest. You
Yeah.
know, of loving the breed. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely, they recognize who coming up there, buying 15 collars.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You buying 10 collars, 10 puppy collars.
That's what that fat farm race say. Who pays the most?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. When me myself, I'm gonna put in my hard work. I'm gonna work my dog, and I'm gonna get them right. And if somebody else wins, I might be like, oh, that's favoritism. It's all good to me, man, because It's all about the competition. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun. Everybody can't win all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's about trying. You know what I'm saying? End of the day,
Yeah.
that's what they say about. That's why they say people who never experienced it. That's why they try to say like about pro and all that stuff like that. You never been through this stuff. You have no right to talk trash about no man who lost, neither
Yeah.
no man who won, because you never been through none of this stuff. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Just the experience to go through that to say, oh, I've been out there, I lost 20 dang on times. You know what I'm saying? I lost
Yeah.
10 times. Sooner or later, you're going to be winning something. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be showing up too many times. You know what I'm saying? And then shit, you're going to be the one getting favoritism. Your dog really ain't shit tonight, but you won. But you've been out here 20 times already. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It didn't win. You know, so it is what it is, man. Just brothers go out there and have fun. One day we'll get it was, you know, everybody can figure out a way. We might have to put a couple more activities into them shows or something, like other than the treadmill and this and that. We
Yeah.
got to figure out what them pit bulls can do good. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You know, we'll figure something out in a minute, man. We just got to make sure we take care of them dogs. And they messing with people about heavy chains. You know what I'm saying? Make sure
Yeah.
y'all brothers, you know, make sure your chains pretty, you know, safe enough for the dogs. And you know,
They gotta be more, they gotta be 10 feet or more if you in the city. Some
yeah.
chains gotta be 10 feet longer or more. And they can't be either 3 or 4 times their body weight. They can't be that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. But you know, that's definitely what it is, man. You know, as time changes, the way we keep and house and for the pit bull is the laws is changing more than the gun law. So
So what they gonna say, or what can they say, if I got a dog who is a certified champion at weight pulling, and at this particular time I got him out working him with a heavy weights behind him, and I got him out here working him,
Mm-hmm.
and I got proof showing you with videos showing you him pulling and everybody cheering, and I'm getting him across the finish line and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How that's gonna go? You know what I'm saying?
As it gonna say, it's gonna be you against the state of, because that's what it's gonna be. You got to
That's
fight.
crazy, man.
You got to fight for your right. You
That's
know,
crazy.
and that's just where it's getting to. You got to fight for your right. And, you know, we don't have nobody to fight for us, to go to bat for us with this breed. And you know, like we always said, it's just, you know, it's sad the way they look at this dog that once was a staple of, you know, the United States of America. This is just sad. This dog has just went to sugar the shit in the last 40 years.
Yeah,
Sugar the shit.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It was been going down. You know what I'm saying? It was been going down. You know, they can
Yeah.
say it's all in the ghetto now. But hell, that's because them boys came from the ghetto with all that money, and y'all just want to sell and get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money. So everybody played a big part in it together. You know what I'm saying? We all in together as far as the dog situation. But the thing is, I ain't never in my life, dog, seen it like this when it comes to the way they mess with people about their dogs. I ain't never seen it like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it just, if I didn't have a real love connection with my dogs that I got now, like I wouldn't even probably deal with them. Say I'm going to buy one tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I love the pit bull, and I got the ones I got now, and I'm hooked on them already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, so but the way this game going, man, the way things is, man, shit, man, ain't no. You got to do shows and stuff like that, man. You gotta do shows, and then you can go to these cookouts and have your cookouts in different places and all kind of things, man. And you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulders and helicopters flying over the damn sky and all kind of shit, and you worrying about they looking at you and all kind of stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, doing them shows, doing it the right thing, man. If them bully boys getting money off of shows, man, we should be able to get money off of shows, man, the same way. You know what I'm saying? Boys, it ain't they all they doing is showing their dogs.
Exactly.
They showing their dogs. We know their dogs cost $10,000, but they ain't sold near one of their dogs to us. They only sold their dogs to people who like them kind of dogs. They
Exactly.
don't need our money, period. You know what I'm saying? They don't need our money. So our dogs are only cheap the way they get sold at because of us. Nobody else is the fault of our dogs get sold the way they get sold but us. Because we the only ones buy them dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like, shit, we hate on each other so much, we can't get above that mark and sell them for 5,000 easy. Them dogs off Epinet stuff should be going 5,000 easy. They're coming off the heavy stuff. Stuff off Boudreaux stuff should be going 5,000 easy, 10,000 easy. Off Fat Bill stuff, 5,000, 10,000 easy coming off the old stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it should be no problem, no question. And it's like, no, you want to pay 500, 450, you know what I'm saying? 700, 600, you know what I'm saying? For legendary bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? When the other dogs, it just, I guess, it ain't the dogs, it's the folks in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's the folks in the game. You know?
Yeah, it ain't the dog. It's definitely the company. It's attracting, man. It ain't really the dog, but it's just sad where everything left where it ain't just all about the dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because things, at them times wasn't that. Sometimes it was, a handshake and I owe you 4 bags of dog food. You know what I'm saying? It was sometimes like that, But
Yeah.
now it's just like you said, you got a little bit of everybody in it, a quick little scheme come up, or like we already talked about, you go by, guy don't know nothing, he go buy a dog off a grand champion Trick Mickey, and he's sitting back there on a chain, rotting himself to death, you know. Guy don't put no attention to him, no nothing. He just growing up on a chain. Now Tricky Mickey son end up getting off the chain. He got all his energy. He riled up. Now what we got? We got a real problem, an accident or situation, you know.
Yeah.
And the guy don't even know too much about damn pit bulls. Somebody told him about it.
Yeah. You're right about that. Right about that.
It's all different levels of incompetence with this breed right now. And like I said, it just got to go all back almost to old school values with them, and that's just what it's going to be. But it's going to be more people getting their head knocked off, with having the breed before anything change. Up until we step up and fight for our rights for our dogs.
Yep. Yep. Now we're about to get up out of here in a second, man. But I want to ask you one more thing before we go. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever wanted to give it up or quit? Ever been a time in your dog career you ever want to say, "Fuck it, I'm out"?
Throw the boots away in the overalls.
Yep.
Just throw the boots away in the overalls. It's getting to that point, it's getting to that point. Narrow down the 2 dogs, and anybody asks how they bred, cur on top, cur on bottom. It's just it's just a pit bull.
Oh yeah.
It's getting to the point because it's just it's no fun within you know it's no fun within even having them and even talking to anybody about them. It's always a red line of tape with them. It's a red thin line of tape with them.
They say that one brother was guilty of researching the pedigrees and doing research on the pedigrees and talking about selling dogs for breeding and stuff like that. That's the
Wow.
steadiest stuff. Like, you can't research stuff.
They charged him with that?
That's what they're saying. Like they was using this for evidence. He was researched. They had evidence. He researched, did research, and like was following up with the history of the dogs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So they was like, ah.
That's
I ain't gonna lie,
crazy.
man. Shit, I done got sold a yard a couple times in my dog career. Shit, I get to that point, I'm like, man, damn them dogs. What
Yeah.
y'all gonna do?
Yeah, I'm narrowing down to 2. If anybody wondering what the blood I'm narrowing down to, I'll definitely tell y'all because I don't have no problem on when I do a breeding, but I might not have no paperwork, but these dogs is true to what it is. But
I feel
it
you.
just, it just, man, hey, it just knocked, some of the way the game going is just knock the wind out of you. It just be like, hey, I could be taking this time,
Yeah,
spending taking my kids to Disney World again for another 2 times in 1 year. I
yeah,
could go see Auntie May May and sit on her couch and talk to her, a little bit more frequently. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And bond more with people who are, in my family that I might have more of a phone conversation about. You know,
Mm-hmm.
take the
Mm-hmm.
take the missus out. Because she damn sure be tired of hearing or tired of me. With all these hounds and and the activity and the time I spend with them. Spend some more time with her.
Yeah.
Act like I like her hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it can go all kind of ways, man, with them, man. And it's sad to say, one of my close buddies called me and told me that uh uh he was actually turkey hunting with one of the cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he been turkey hunting with the cameras, man. And back in the day, them camera line,
Oh,
well, if they close that, they close their mouth on anything, it's they definitely cleaning the bowl with that dog food. They closing their mouth. But it's just saying that the transition of, you know, people finding other things and in life to spend more time with, and it's
yeah.
sad sometimes you just gotta walk away from
Yep.
certain things.
Yep. Yep. Brother Fat Bill, you have a good night. You have a good night. Yes, sir. Appreciate you stopping by. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you stopping by. And like I said, man, we're
Yeah.
gonna wrap this thing on up. I appreciate brother P and M Kennels.
Yep, for
You know,
sure, man. Everybody on there for sure.
I had to
Keep
go to
your
sleep
head up.
for
I
that.
had a good time just chopping it up with y'all, and you know, I definitely always would be a guest on PBK. He keep
Yes,
it
sir.
real, man. He good company, good person. From what I see, inside and out, it's a good man, and we all just trying to learn off each other mistakes, man, and keep going forward and enjoying this breed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Y'all have a good night. The ones who haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button before y'all get up out of here. Like I always tell you, don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. Drop no comments up in the videos. Appreciate y'all fellas that was in the chat all night long. Brother Samurai, brother Joe Camachi, Eli Monster, Fat Farm Ray. I appreciate all y'all boys, man. Asiatic Soldier. Let's see here, man. All y'all brothers, man. PK816. Appreciate you, brother, all
Yeah,
night long.
PK8 for sure.
Bulldogging from the north to the south to the east to the west, all the bulldoggers across the world, man. Y'all hold y'all head up, do what you gotta do, take care of them dogs. You know what I'm saying? And we up out of here. Peace.
Peace.